So, so we can move down the way here a little bit. These are some more contemporary varieties released from MSU here. We have Jupiter, which is planted behind us here actually. It's a little bit later, very short plant stature, medium. I would say a medium maturity variety. It's not very early. Ambassador, very similar line, but much earlier in maturity. Very high yield potential for both of these varieties. I wanted to point out that these two varieties had the greatest varietal response to the high management practices that we used last year. So just across the road over there, we had our first high management trial where we came out with an early season fungicide application, well, how much was it? 50 pounds of 28% with streamer bars. We came through with streamer bars in mid-season application. And then of course we came through with Prosaro to finish it off. But with those applications, granted this is just 1 year data, but this gets at the potential. Talking about yield potential, Jupiter and Ambassador were in the top 5 responders. So these two had an over 20 bushel response to the additional applications, the additional management practices. So you will see some, you know, we run these things through the gauntlet, and this is part of the process because you will see scab out here. None of this out here is actually treated. So, and I wanted to point out that we do screen all of our varieties. We're funded by the U.S. Wheat and Barley Scab Initiative that's been continuously funded, and we screen every variety that you'll see in the state performance trials next year. We're collecting data on incidence and severity for scab. We'll evaluate the number of fusarium damaged kernels and VOM levels in that. So, so that's just part of the data that we're trying to provide you to make the best decisions and for the best to make the best variety planting decisions for your farm. So, scab is a big one. So moving down here, we're getting into some of the new MSU variety releases. So this right here is F1026R. It's half Pioneer 2537, and you know this kind of typifies a wheat that could respond well to high management. You know, it's got a short plant stature, and you can tell by the size of these berries. We're already at we're moving into milk. We're actually at soft dough stage with this one. So you know, which gets back to my point about earliness and getting that grain filled as quickly as possible before we start reaching those high temperature spikes in July. We want to fill as much grain while these nighttime temperatures are cool. I mean, if you've got the window, you know, if you're having the windows open in the house at night, that means that equates to good grain fill weather. That's good grain fill weather then. So F1026R and another line, F13R, these are being tested across the whole eastern U.S., all the way from Virginia to North Carolina into Oklahoma as far west as Wichita, Kansas, and then up into Ontario. So these are part of the Uniform Eastern Red Wheat Nursery. So these are getting tested in many different environments under many different conditions. So those are a couple of outstanding red wheats that we have in the pipeline. So these down here, F1048, this is a white wheat. It's got some Aubrey in the pedigree. But again, you can see the berries are filling out very well compared to compared to Red Amber down there that was just getting started. You know, it's a little bit late in the game. So yeah, this is exceptional. I am very excited about this. I wouldn't want it to get any taller than it is right now. And of course, you're going to have to apply Prosaro, Caramba. You know, you gotta apply that, which I know you do. I know I'm preaching to the choir about that kind of stuff. So that's an exceptional white wheat.